Last weekend, we learned of even more heartbreak in the Middle East, specifically that 6 innocent Israeli hostages had been executed by Hamas, even as the talks were ongoing for their release. One of them was a young man in the prime of his life. You met his parents. He had ties to our state of Illinois, Hersh Goldberg-Polin. He was one of the young people at the music festival on October 7th in Israel during the heinous Hamas attack that sparked so much death and destruction. He lost part of his arm trying to protect the others who were taken hostage from grenades, only to find himself being taken as a hostage. His parents, Rachel and John, spent the next 329 days of his captivity crisscrossing the globe on a desperate effort to save their son in this ghastly war. Can there be a crueler fate for a parent than suffering the daily plea and waiting for a horribly injured child's release? Hersh is no longer with us, but the heroic lengths his mom and dad made to save him touched many of us deeply, including me. The fate of these 6 hostages and the ongoing suffering and violence in the region are reminders of something that I said early in the conflict. Israel would be wise to learn from the United States' mistakes after 9/11 in responding amid unimaginable rage and pain. I believe this lesson has been lost on the current Israeli Prime Minister, who with each passing day seems to step deeper into the pernicious and ruthless trap set by Hamas. He seems to have no long-term plan for stability. He's failed to secure the release of the hostages. He's created a terrible humanitarian crisis in Gaza and appears more concerned with his far-right coalition's survival than the viable path forward. Let me be clear. There are those in the region who want to destroy Israel, and that nation has the right to exist and the right to defend itself. But I worry that its current prime minister is pursuing a highly counterproductive strategy. He is alienating allies in the region and abroad who want to help with the path forward. He's creating even more suffering and animosity toward the Palestinian people and pursuing political survival above all else. Or as Middle East expert Tom Friedman recently wrote, Netanyahu has one interest, his own immediate political survival, even if it undermines Israel's long-term survival. Our former Mossad chief, Mari Dagan, who before his death some years ago concluded that Israel, over the decades, quote, achieved a long string of impressive tactical successes, but disastrous strategic failure. It is long overdue that both sides reach an agreement on a ceasefire that leads to the release of the remaining hostages, greater humanitarian access, and a long-term 2-state vision that allows for both Israelis and Palestinians to live safely and in dignity. Madam President, I yield the floor.